What's good, NMC students? It's your boy Matty J here, and this is week 2 of our series, Yearbook 2020. And last week we had the ladies on, and they were dropping that truth, and they talked about what it was like confidence and not being too complacent or comfortable. They had a good word for us. They talked about their experience and what we could learn from their experience. And this week we got the fellas with us. So I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to have the fellas introduce themselves, and then we'll get into some questions. So, fellas.
I'm Vincent Grillo. I'm graduating from Altoona High School, and I'll be attending Mississippi State in the fall.
I'm Alexander Corey. I attended Altoona High School, and I will be going to Chattahoochee Technical College, but also working for Holder Construction.
My name is Cameron Barrios. I'm graduating from Omega Private Academy, and I'm going to be going to Chat Tech to be a mechanic.
My name is Giovanni Wayne Medeo, and I graduated from Hillgrove High School, and I will be going to Kennesaw State to study mechanical engineering.
Nice. Okay, so we got construction. So, Alex, we got construction. Cameron, we got mechanical engineer.
No, just like a automotive technician.
And then you're a mechanical engineer. Okay.
Yeah, I was.
What are you going to do at Michigan State? Mississippi State.
That's
So don't
sports
rule out Michigan State, though.
I'm going to do sports administration.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Okay. Bro, you got to hook me up with all those autographs. All right, so these are the fellas. I've known you guys for 2 years now, and I think I was here when, like, some of you first started coming here. So that's
Yeah.
So we know each other for a hot minute now. We're going to get into some questions, and one of my favorite things is get to know you questions. And I don't want to just come out with theological questions like, do you believe in lapsarianism or superlapsarianism? We got to start with some lighter fare. So let's go with my time-tested favorite question that the girls answered last week. You're stranded on a desert island, and you can bring one book, one movie, one album. What are you bringing? Vinny, kick it off.
All right. For the album, I'm going to bring The Perfect Love Tape by Lil Uzi Vert.
Uzi.
And then I'm going to bring I don't really read books. So I'll just bring like a coloring book so I can color because I don't really read. And then for a movie, I'll bring The Godfather just because it's really long and I like the background noise.
Hey,
so
do you want me to go ahead and let you have all the trilogy as one movie?
Oh, then yeah, let me just do the trilogy then, yeah. Because it's like an 18-hour trilogy. It'll be like great background music.
You get the OG, you get the prequel, and then you get the sequel. Okay, I get it. That's good. Except for the album, that was good. Teach their own. Like what you like. All right, Alex, what you got?
All right, for the album, I'm gonna have to do "Burn the Ships" by For King and Country.
Okay.
The best album out there. For the book, I'm gonna do "Shaken" by Tim Tebow. Really good book. Got me through some tough times. And then Guardian of the Galaxy, the first one.
Oh, okay. That's a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Goes.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Superhero right there.
Is he your favorite Marvel character?
Oh yeah.
More than Iron Man? Everybody be loving Iron Man.
You know, I like Groot more than Iron Man too.
Shots fired.
I love Iron Man.
You're making enemies on this thing. All right. That was everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron?
So for the album, I'd go Fuzzy Logic by David Benoit. It's a jazz album. For book, I would do Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. It's basically the story of like Thor and Odin and all that good stuff, but in the
by
original.
Neil
Neil Gaiman.
I was like, the guy who wrote Steve Caroline?
Yeah.
Okay, Neil Gaiman.
So Neil Gaiman, it's the original Nordic belief of the stories behind Thor and Odin and Loki and all that. And then for the movie, I'd pick Baby Driver because it has an amazing music choice. I love it. And it goes to the music. It's amazing.
Yeah. Good picks, man.
Thank you.
Let's see here. I think I'm going to start off with the book. I don't read either, like Vince, but Of Mice and Men, from what I remember reading in school, is a pretty good book. I like that book. The album is going to be Late Registration by Kanye West.
I was thinking
Love that album. Love
I was
that
thinking
album.
that one as well.
Oh yeah, such a good album. And then movie is tough, but I've been watching a lot of Star Wars, and I really like Revenge of the Sith. So I think I'm gonna go with that.
What?
Yeah, I'm a
Is that your
Star Wars
favorite
fan.
Star Wars movie?
Huh?
Is that your favorite Star Wars movie?
I don't know. It's between that and Return of the Jedi.
I'm shook. Dude.
Yeah, I know. I've met a lot of disagreement with that comment.
Like what you like,
People
but
get testy about Star Wars movies.
yeah, no, I'm like what you like, but objectively it goes Empire, Return of the Jedi, Force
What
Awakens.
if you haven't seen any of them?
I can see that. Huh?
What if you haven't seen any of them?
It's okay. You don't have to see the Star Wars movies to have
Disney
a
Plus?
fulfilled life.
Okay.
Disney Plus is the way to go for sure.
All right. All right, so everyone's got their stuff on the desert island. Oh, I like your choice in album, Gio. I like that album choice.
Oh yeah.
I might go. See, I'm not going to ask myself these questions, but when I was last asked this question about the island, I actually said Graduation, like on you.
Oh yeah, I like
An
Graduation.
album after you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys, we're going to get into the next question. Let's do a little bit of story time. Let's get that history. How long have you guys been involved in NMC students, and then how'd you get here?
I was introduced to North Metro students the second semester of sophomore year by Alexander Corey here. He was in my fourth block team sports class and said, "Hey, bro, want to come to church with me?" I was like, "I thought we were just volleyball buddies, but okay." Yeah.
Volleyball?
Yeah, we were volleyball boys.
The deepest
Yeah.
bond there is.
Yeah, team sports went hard. Like
Unbreakable.
we went.
I took it a few times, I would know.
So
Did
did
you
I.
keep failing,
Like
Gio?
once
No,
a
you
year.
can take team sports as many times as you want. I was a team sports veteran.
Yeah, I took it like 3 times, I think.
I took 7 types of sports classes.
Okay.
I did the same thing with geometry. Just had to keep taking it. All right, so that's how long you've been coming here, and then that's how you got to know about it. Cool. All right, Alex.
Well, I started coming my freshman year, about the second semester freshman year. And I just found out about it because I was going to North Metro, like the main service on Sundays. And then my mom was like, "Hey, I heard they have a student thing. You should go try." I was like, "All right." And my first time I showed up, and then all the previous seniors from last year said, "Hey, you want to be on host team?" I'm like, "It's my first time here." They're like, "So?" I'm like, "Okay." And the rest is history.
That's why you're great, man. You're just laid back.
Just go with the flow.
Was the host team like Beans and Dawson and all those guys?
Yes, that's what it was.
Hey, I like how you said you went to main service. You used to go to main service at North Metro. Do you still call it Big Church?
Oh yeah.
I'm 33 years old and I still call it Big Church like I'm a child. Like
I think everyone calls that big church every now and then.
I'll preach in Big Church and still call it Big Church. I don't know why. All right, Cameron, tell us your story, man.
So I've been coming to North Metro as long as I can remember. I started going to KCRG back when that was still a thing, and then I moved away for a while. Then I came back freshman year, and I started NMC students at that time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, came up through the system. You're a system quarterback. I appreciate that. Gio.
I've been going for almost 2 years, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was my first semester of my junior year. And Abby brought me one night. I think it was the night Vince got baptized, actually. I'm pretty sure it was that night. Yeah, it's crazy to think now that it's been so long. I mean, it doesn't really feel like that long, but it's just wild.
Yeah. So that was December of not this last year, but
Our
the year.
junior year.
Yeah, like 2018.
That was a hype night. Vinny, I remember that night. That was a good night.
Yeah. Now I work there too.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to bring that up. Yeah. You
I
were
know.
Church.
I miss seeing everyone.
Dude, and who put in the good work for you? That's your boy.
You, sir.
I got you.
I did.
I'm a fan. Alex has more
Yes,
clout.
sir.
Alex has more clout here than I do.
Only if Jake was here. Jake works too.
Yeah, he's doing a good job too. Well, I mean,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Until quarantine.
Well, yeah.
All
It's
right.
been
Next question. What was the mountaintop? What was the pinnacle? What was the highlight of your experience in NMC students?
Me personally was probably the night I got baptized, and probably this probably like a close tie for first was like this past winter retreat. Like I feel like this past winter retreat I really came like close to myself and like really realized a lot of things about myself and like my connection with the Lord. So
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Your baptism night was hype for me too. I remember that was such a good way to end the semester. That semester.
that was your first baptism
Why
night
do you
too,
guys
right?
think I kept coming back?
That was
Yeah.
your first baptism night though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go first? You went last, right? That night?
I think I went. No, I was the first one to go.
Okay, so you were my first person I baptized here.
No, you didn't even baptize me. It was Steven.
I know, but under my leadership.
Oh, under your leadership, yes.
My leadership.
He oversaw the action.
I approved.
Supervisor.
Right, Alex, hit us with it.
I think my mountaintop was also that night when Vincent got baptized, because just thinking like of how much of an impact I made on him by just simply inviting him to church, and that he was able to come to Christ and really get to know him and really impact him. Like, it showed me that I do have a big impact on other people, even when I feel like I don't.
That's a good word. My man just started preaching there for about 3 seconds.
Oh,
That was awesome, dude.
Oh yeah.
All right, Cameron.
So I've always thought winter retreat has been the highlight of my time here, because it's always like, you get all this scripture and teaching packed into one weekend, and then all this great times with your friends that you can have, and it's a magical weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love winter retreat. This last one too, man. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That late night session, I was like,
I know it. I loved when we did
Hit the heart.
communion all together. That was
Hit the
awesome.
deep.
dope.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super deep.
All right, Gio.
I mean, I have to say baptism night for sure. That was, just it's hard to describe with words, honestly. I just cried like a baby. But, good crying. Close second though, for sure, was this past year at winter retreat when we did like the acoustic session on Sunday morning. I really, really liked that. I thought it was really cool.
That's awesome, man.
It was a good addition for
That makes
sure.
me happy. That makes me happy. I remember, Gio, it was really cool being part of kind of your whole process, where like you were kind of asking me questions, and then you talked to like Steven and I about some things, and then you told me one day you were at school and it just kind of clicked, and then just following through and asking about baptism. That was just a cool thing, man, to see from beginning to end. So
Yeah,
that was awesome.
yeah. I think it was dare I say, sublime. I think it was one of those nights.
Yes. All right. Fellas, I want to know this. Next question. What has been one of the most impactful things that you have learned? One of the most formative things you learned? One of those things that you just you learned in your? I'll say not even specific to NMC students, though. It'd be, if that's the case, that's fine. But just something you've learned in the last 4 or 5 years that you want to take with you about your walk with the Lord, following Jesus. What's something you're going to take with you out of this time into your next stage of life?
For me personally, it's gonna be how God is forgiving and how you need to trust God more. Because like me personally, I have struggled with anxiety and like other things, and so it was like I made some bad decisions too. Because like I will say peer pressure, but not all of it was peer pressure. But like all the guilt builds up, and you like have that guilt, and you just have to like know that God forgives you, and that mistakes happen, that you just need to go on with your life and just build up off your mistakes to be a better person.
It's a good word, man.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned throughout these past 4 years is really just like no matter what you're going through, to be able to build a good relationship with Christ, you got to do it within community. And so like not being afraid to open up to 1 or 2 people about really tough stuff that you're going through, whether it's just small group leaders or just friends or like even you, Matt, or even people outside the church, like a counselor. Like if you have access to a counselor, go for it, because I've had one and it's been the best thing for me. And so just God creates us to be in community with each other. So take advantage of it.
Yeah, and I've told you this before, Alex, but I'm really proud of you for pursuing those things, from counselor to, even the stuff with like Wake Life and just finding a community of people that, that you're like-minded with or connect with. That's clutch. Or even like, your small group with Steve and Lucas and those guys. Like, I'm proud of you for pursuing that.
And like all these boys right here, plus those that aren't on here, they've been there for me. Or should
What the boys are for.
Men.
What the boys are for. Hello, King.
Sundays are for men.
What you got, Cameron?
So I remember because I believe it was your series, Matt, where it was just about being young. It was about making differences when you're young, and so I've always I took away from that, like, never be afraid to proclaim your faith. So like, no matter where you are, how young you are, you can always make a difference, no matter who you are. What stage of life you're in. Everyone messes up and you're never gonna have it all figured out, but you might be able to show someone what the goodness of God looks like. So you should always show that out wherever you are, whoever you are.
That's good, man. I like that. Can't believe you remembered something I taught. That's awesome.
I remember lots of things you taught. You're a good teacher.
Just kidding. Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, and keep that going. Never be bashful about that, man. Mm-hmm. Plus, you're so smart and articulate. You're one of those people that are like, yes, talk about the Lord. Yes, talk about the church. Like, very articulate, man. All right, Gio, what you got?
Biggest thing I've learned is just the knowledge that there is no issue or problem that is too big to where you can't go and talk to God about it. And it's hard at times. It really is. There's always, it feels like there's always something that's just dragging you down or like trying to make you miserable. But really, no matter what it is, all you have to do is remember that you can talk to God about this. And, it often provides a lot of insight, just sitting down for like 5 minutes one day just to pray, open up, ask for forgiveness, ask for help. So I just think it's a very important thing to remember.
Gio, you strike me as very contemplative, and even obviously I won't give no details away, but even in discussions you and I have had, offline, where it's just like, hey man, I've been praying about this. You use that phrasing all the time, like, I've been praying about this. Man, I was praying about this the other day. But then you also like, you'll like hit me up and ask like, for some like guidance or counsel or wisdom and stuff like that. So I think that is wisdom, to seek more, to seek counsel. And so I'm proud of you for that, man. Your prayer life has just grown and flourished in the last year and a half.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to comment on all these. Sorry.
I think it went well.
It creates a conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We're the small, very close senior class of guys. all four of us.
Hey, but few but strong. All right. All right, let me hit you with this. I cut one question from last week, so just to expedite time so we can give a little bit more room to breathe here. What is one piece of advice that you want to leave with the underclassmen? So 8th graders, if you're listening, anyone who's not a senior, but especially you 8th graders, pay attention to this because you're finna get dealt with. They're finna drop some knowledge on you. So, Vinny, start us off.
All right. First thing, don't even worry about like popularity or anything else. Just like find yourself a good group of friends. Because like my first 2 years of high school, like I hopped friend group to friend group, and then junior year, the summer going into junior year, I found like my friend group that I have now that I've hung out with the past 2 years, and it's by far like one of the best things you can do. And it's just like you just need to choose good friends you can be with, because like if you're going friend group to friend group, you can pick up some toxic lifestyles. And I know personally, because like I've hopped like friend to friend like that before, and like I know I picked up toxic toxic traits. I can't even talk right now, but it's just like you just gotta keep your friend group like keep it small. Like you can have these acquaintances and all that, but just keep it small. And also stay on the grades because like me, I didn't really do much until senior year, and so yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. That friends one's relevant, so that's good. All right, Alex, what you got, man?
Well, I mean, going back off of what Vincent said with like the friends, like whenever you're finding that friend group, make sure they encourage you to be who you want to be instead of like pressuring you into being somebody you aren't. Because in the end, that'll just leave you like either feeling broken and empty or just upset because that's not who God made you to be. So just be who you want to be.
That's good.
So I would say that you can always make excuses not to do something is what I've noticed. So I couldn't do that because X, Y, Z. I couldn't do this because X, Y, Z. But what I've noticed over the time of growing up, especially in high school, I've noticed those excuses are holding you back. They're saying you can't do something because you haven't tried it, and you're just predestining yourself to not do it. So they're holding you back, and they're keeping you from experiencing new things. And if you always say no, I can't do that, you can make excuses for anything. And if you keep doing that, you're never going to experience new things, and you're not going to be able to see what you are capable of. So yeah.
That's good, man. That's really good.
My advice to the underclassmen is the first step of being able to open up and trust the people that you will meet at the church is you have to be vulnerable. You have to be okay with, sharing certain things because, it's that knowledge of the sensitive details in, someone else's life that builds up that trust between you two because, you feel like you understand each other. And I mean, this is a concept that obviously can be used anywhere, not just at the church. And then second point and final point, really, really cherish your time being young. Enjoy it because you will blink and you will be here where I am sitting right now, giving this same advice, hopefully at the church, not on a Zoom call, but you get the point.
That's good, man.
That's all I have to say.
You're coming in with that old man wisdom.
Oh, yeah. Stroking the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Everybody's got their own issues. It just takes that first person to open up.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's why longevity in your groups too is so important and so central. Because I mean, if you just drop in, just parachute drop into a group, your last, I don't know, a couple weeks of the semester, and you're like, I didn't like it, I'm gonna just leave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you didn't get to know anyone and you didn't really connect. And I mean, few people are ever going to come in and just be like, hey guys, my name's, I don't know, Jehoshaphat. My name's Jehoshaphat. And you just dump all your stuff, like all your personal business on the table. No, it takes time and rapport and trust. So yeah, I'm with you on that. You gotta be vulnerable, but it takes time, investment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas. Well, we were expedient with our time. You guys were dropping some truth bombs, and I appreciate that. Thanks for coming on here. I know it might not, it's maybe a little intimidating, but you guys were silky smooth and eloquent and helpful and relevant. And I love Yearbook because, man, it's a chance to let you guys preach and you guys give your testimony. So kind of to what you brought up earlier, Cameron, don't let anyone look down on you because you're young, but set an example for others. So thanks for being on here, guys. And just know we always got your back, all right? And that goes for all you seniors who will be watching this too. Just because you graduate doesn't mean North Metro students is like, bye. All right, gotta go. No, like if we're here. So if you ever need us, you hit us up. No, I mean that's all you guys on this call too. All right, so that's it for Yearbook 2020, everybody. It's one of my favorite times of the year. I haven't mentioned that already. Next week, we're going to kick off a new series called On Brand. And my man Brian Ellison is going to come in and bat lead off on that. So show up next week here at NMC Students Live at 11:30. You guys have a great week. Grace and peace.